Hey, welcome back to Spellbound. I'm BJ and these are my 2026 reading goals. So I love this time of year when everybody is setting all of their intentions and goals for the year. And specifically, I love seeing these videos on BookTube and seeing people talk about their reading goals and what specifically they're looking at getting into. And I'm especially excited this year because my reading goals feel a little different. I'm much less focused on the number of books that I'm reading this year and much more focused on the quality of books that I'm reading, and also are they books that I think I'm going to love. I do specifically have a top 10. These are books that I was really thoughtful. I was like, how come year after year after year I want to read these books and then I don't? Like, why specifically? It's not just because I've put them on a TBR list. It's deeper than that. It's because I think I'm going to love these books. And I think I'm going to love these books in the way that deeply changes you. And I think I have become intimidated by that, especially in the years since I've been sick. I think that I have really avoided books that have made me feel really big things. So for this year, one of my actual goals, not just would be nice to read, but I am making it a goal to read the books specifically that I think I'm going to love because I think they're going to be big books that make me feel things. And so these are the top 10 for my year. I've already read Little Thieves by Margaret Owen, but I want to reread it, and I want to reread the entire series because I think I was obsessed with it. It was my best book of a few years ago, of 2023 or 2022. Little Thieves by Margaret Owen was amazing, and I desperately want to finish the trilogy. And also finishing trilogies and finishing series is a big theme for me this year that would be nice, but isn't a major goal. This one, number one. I want to read this book and I want to finish the series. The second one is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I love The Night Circus. I love The Night Circus so much. I've always been intimidated to go and reread it, even though I desperately want to, because I know that it's one of those books that is one of my core favorites, and that scares me. And maybe that doesn't make any sense to you, and that's fine, but it does to me. I think I'm going to absolutely profoundly love The Starless Sea. And so I've been intimidated by it. But no more. I'm going to read it this year. The other one is another reread, but this one is a buddy reread. And this is the Serpent and Dove trilogy, and so I want to reread it with my book bestie Marge, but also so that I can continue the series with the Scarlet Veil and anything else that Shelby Mahurin publishes, because it has been so long I do need to reread it. The Child Thief. So I finally just committed and read Slewfoot, and the thing is, it was one of those things where I knew that I was going to love it and was very intimidated by it, and so I just kept putting it off. And I knew that I was going to love it, and I knew that I would feel very big, intense feelings, and I did, and I loved it and can't recommend it enough. And so I'm going to do that with The Child Thief because it's Brom, and I know it's going to be amazing, but also it's his retelling of Peter Pan, which is my core thing, my whole thing. I have read every version of Peter Pan that I've ever found, and if I haven't read it yet, it's on my TBR list because I promise you I already know about it. I love Peter Pan retellings, and I'm extremely critical of Peter Pan retellings. So I can't wait to see what Brom does with Peter Pan. The next one is Feather So Black. So this one is by, I don't even know who it's by, but I know that it's the prettiest book that I own because I have the Fairy Loot edition. I cannot go on a tangent right now. I did not realize, first of all, I thought it was a standalone, and I'm pretty sure that it was marketed as one. I am pretty sure. I'm so tired of authors who do this. I feel bamboozled. I don't like it. I don't feel like I was lied to or tricked to. But when a book, especially a special edition book, is marketed as a standalone, and maybe this one wasn't, and I'm just misremembering, which is totally fair because my mind was scrambled eggs for 2 years. However, I thought this one was a standalone, and then they come out and they're like, haha, gotcha, it's actually the start of a trilogy, and then in order to have all your books match, you have to have the special editions of those books too, and they're super hard to get once you stop subscribing. So to the absolute assholes who subscribe to Fairy Loot and Illumicrate and Owlcrate just so you can upsell the special editions, you're terrible people. The fact that this book is only available for $275 is criminal. come on now. Like, that's just unethical. If you want to make a profit, fine. If you want to recoup your money, fine. And if you want to include shipping and maybe a couple of bucks for your troubles, that's fine. This book only cost you $40. Maybe $50 if you got it outside the subscription and you also paid for shipping. But a $175 profit on a book that you never read because you don't care about, like, that sucks. That really sucks. So to those people, I have two choice words for you, and you know what they are. I do have a Pango store, and I do sell special edition books, and I refuse to upcharge because I think it's unethical. Like, there's no reason, there's literally no reason that I should make you pay more than I paid for the book. My camera died again. I think my camera got frustrated with my negativity at people who upsell, which I understand. So we're gonna move on. But this book is called Feathers So Black, and it is a retelling of Swan Lake, I believe. For some books, like this one, I intentionally know very little going in. So it's hard to be like, I know that this book is going to destroy me, and being like, I don't know what it's about. I just know. All right, I just know, or at least I fully expect it to and can't even articulate why. And I don't need to. All I know is that I am making it part of my specific reading goals of the year, that I must read this book and also its subsequent sequels because it is a trilogy. The next one is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. I already know I love Grady Hendrix. I love his stories. I love his writing. I love his point of view. He has an amazing voice as an author that I just identify with. And I love that all of his horror novels obviously are some type of social commentary in the way that I just love them, and that they're not hard to piece together. There's not like a mystery of what is he really saying? That's pretty clear. Specifically, How to Sell a Haunted House has intimidated me because it's about a brother-sister dynamic, and I'm very close with my brother, and I'm very particular about brother-sister dynamics. If that's part of the story, if there's just a brother and sister in there, I'm like, who cares? But if the whole book is about their dynamic and the unique type of sibling relationship between a brother and a sister, I very rarely see it done intentionally. There's so many books about sisterhood, so many, and there's books about brotherhood, but there's not a lot of books that really explore that unique dynamic and in a way where they're on the same side. You know, you might see books that explore if there's tension between the two of them, especially in teen books or kids books, where they grow up and just have no sort of understanding of each other. But you rarely see adult books where it shows these two adult siblings on the same side fighting against something or fighting for something. And so that's something that's very special to me and close to me. And so I am nervous that it will make me feel feelings. And so I have put it off, even though I feel like I'm going to love it and I want to read it so badly. So that is a book that I want to read in 2026. Another one has been on my shelf since since the OG Billy bookcase, since the very first time I sat in this chair and turned on this camera and said, I think I want to make a YouTube for no reason, in January of 2021, and said, I want to join all these booktube people and I want to talk about books. I got A Discovery of Witches by maybe Sarah Harkness is her name. Anyway, I know that it became a TV show, became really popular, and I know lots of people love this book series that now is probably outdated. I'm just going to read it. I'm going to not read it anymore. It's more of what this book is, because it's not just that I need to make myself read it, it's that I'm actively preventing myself from reading these books. I keep saying I don't know why, but I do know why, and I'm stopping myself from stopping myself of reading this book. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to read this book in 2026, A Discovery of Witches, and then I'm going to watch the show. Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is the year. This is the year where I do it. This might be the biggest book that I've ever read, and I'm committed. I'm going to do it. This one I have been procrastinating, I think, mostly because of the size. It's so intimidating. And also, I just hear that this book feels like two books where it kind of should be two books. So I feel already just over intimidated by it. Like most high epic fantasy, I intentionally avoid reading anything about it, which might be so weird. It's how do you won't even know if you're going to like it. I know I'm going to like it, okay? Or at least I know that I could like it, which is enough. Yeah, this is the year. This is the year of Priory. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to read A Day of Fallen Night. And then I swear to God, if I turn around and Samantha Shannon's like, bonus, there's a third, I'm gonna throw both of them into the sun, because I can't keep up with this. Authors, you just need to move on. If you've written a book that you love and it was always intended to be a standalone, leave it the fuck alone. Stop adding to these series. Stop adding to them 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 or 13 years later. It's too much. It's too much, because then now you are requiring me to reread your first book, and that becomes a barrier of entry. And I don't accept it. The next one is another series that I have not started because I wanted to be able to binge it when it all came out, and now it's all out. Her Majesty's Royal Coven series by Juno Dawson. I know I'm going to be so obsessed with this book series. I know it will become my whole personality. I will want merch of this book series. I know it. I know it. I know it in my bones, okay? And I'm ready. It's time. The books have come out. It's time. And I can't wait. And then finally, this year, specifically, I want to read Winterspell, which is a Nutcracker retelling. I thought I was going to be able to get to it this year, but honestly, The Toymakers by Robert Dinsdale really did a number on me this season, and I wasn't really able to pick up much after that, to be honest. I just needed some recovery time. So those are my top 10 books of the year, and specifically, those are my reading goals. You know, like, yes, I want to read 100 books. Yes, I want 50 of them at least to be physical books, and I want to decrease my physical TBR by 62 books. And I have like all of this in mind with the goal of getting me to be more specific and more choosy and more discerning, and picking up books that have previously intimidated me. And so that is why this year my most specific reading goals are those 10 books, and I'm going to do it. Anyways, so I know that these are not like going to be the current or trendy books of 2026, and I know that these are going to be considered very outdated, but I'm still really looking forward to it, and I want to know what yours are. So yeah, so get down in the comments and just talk at me about books and about your reading experience from 2025 and what you're most looking forward to for 2026. So that is it for me for this video. Thank you so much for sticking around. As always, take care of yourself, drink lots of water this year, always fight fascism, and happy reading.